I have found that when things have gone right up to a level that I've never been before, and I'm about to break through, what I found for years is I would go up to that wall, about to jump over, and I would find little ways to sabotage myself. And instead of getting over the wall, I'd do the same thing 5 different times.
Right.
You know, what's your experience when things are going? What's your little guy's voice that you're always having to fight?
Yeah, so my experience in that was in wrestling. Growing up, I was notorious for making it to the state championship match or get right to it, and then I would crack under pressure. I would lose in that moment. I would choke. I might have been talented enough to get over that hump, but 5, 6, 7 times I'd fall back to what was comfortable. I would just go back to what I was trained to do. And I had a coach in my life taught me an extremely important lesson that discomfort, you can't exactly decide where you feel that discomfort, or excuse me, the only choice you have in life is where you experience that discomfort. Preparation or performance. You're either going to feel it when the lights are on or you're going to feel it in the practice room. And being able to do all of those activities, do those habits, live in purpose, prepare and push yourself to that discomfort as you're preparing, allowed for the performance to just be the performance. It allowed it to be fun. And I feel like Inky Johnson has a great quote I love. He talks about, it's not about what's going to get you there, it's what's going to keep you there.
Yes.
And it's those habits, it's the routine, it's that purpose, it's that self-talk that you're allowing yourself to believe that you belong. And not just belong, but stay and continue to grow.
You know, because of a lot of the work that we've done together, it's opened up a lot of doors that as a young man I craved. And as an older man now, they don't define a sense of my meaning or my value. And I'll give you an example. The Wall Street Journal has reached out. The New York Times has reached out. Several other national networks have reached out. And I have found myself feeling like absolutely like a fraud. I got up on front of the camera the other day and I went, I am so nervous. I am so nervous. And my producer went, man, what's going on? You know, if you're feeling that way, what's going on? And I said, honestly, I don't believe I belong here. You know, I believe that I'm fooling people because they don't know my failures. They don't know my weaknesses. And man, I have found when that voice is loudest, it's typically because I'm about to jump over a hurdle that if I get over it, it will be in territory I've never been. What's your experience with that voice of yours?
Yeah, that's uncomfortable. It's that imposter syndrome, right? Like, do I actually belong to be there? Or looking for external validation to give you that approval, that thumbs up, like, you belong, dude. Yep, you're here. You made it.
Yeah.
And it's like, does that really matter to you? So it's constantly trying to challenge that small guy in your head, that internal self-talk, that imposter saying, you can't do it. You've never done it before, right? And being able to identify that and then kind of re-identify with that purpose or that burn or that deep desire to be the best version of yourself, all of a sudden that external validation doesn't really matter, right? Like you're just living from the inside out, which is, how some people define purpose as well.